8:11 on this Thursday morning, and we're here with Marcie Moriarty of the BC SPCA. Thank you so much for coming in on short notice today.
Thanks for having me in.
You are going to give us some great information because we're all talking about and riveted by the now, well, a little bit of closure to the story of Emma Paulson, the dog walker who now infamously left 6 dogs in the back of her truck on a hot day. They died of heat exhaustion, and then lied about these dogs having been stolen from her truck and then dumped the bodies in the ditch. She's been sentenced to 6 months in jail, 3 months for the mischief part and 3 months for the animal cruelty part. Here is Jennifer Myers, one of the dog parents, really, who reacted to the sentencing yesterday.
Very relieved. I mean, you can't take away what they went through, but at least this shows that, yes, it was serious and the judge really took it that way. And I think that we're all a little surprised and relieved that it's 6 months.
All right, Marcie, would you say the same thing as the view from the SPCA?
Absolutely. We are very pleased with the sentence. I think it sent a strong message. It's definitely one of the higher sentences we've seen under this provincial legislation. And the case, because of all the aggravating factors in this case, I think it was completely appropriate.
And the ruling comes down 6 months jail time, but there's a 10-year ban on her owning a pet and a lifetime ban on her ever having contact with other people's pets or caring for other people's pets.
Yes, and that's always a key component in any animal cruelty sentence from my perspective, is the ban on owning animals, because that's what stops the cycle. Jail absolutely is important, but it's that ban that also has a huge impact, in my opinion.
We were chatting about this in the BT studios, and how do you enforce that? How do you make sure she doesn't have a pet? Social
media has been incredible. I actually had an employer call me up once who said he Googled the person who was interviewing for a job, and she was telling him how much she loved her dogs, and found out she'd been convicted of animal cruelty and couldn't have pets. So we came and got a warrant. So it's a combination.
Now it's a feeling that we're seeing more cases of animal cruelty in British Columbia. We've got these 6 dogs, the story of Captain, that amazing German Shepherd who was, I mean, beaten to death by his owner. We talk about those Huskies after the Olympics. Is it that we're hearing more about them, or are there more cases of animal cruelty? There's poor Captain. Oh.
Yeah, it's a very sad case. I think it's a combination. I think in 2014, we saw a record number of calls come through our call center at the BC SPCA, almost 8,876, and 1,000 up from last year. Now, I don't think it's because there's actually more cruelty going on in BC. What I think it is there's more awareness on the part of British Columbians. I think that animal cruelty stories in the media touch people's hearts, and that's why, too, you're seeing more of these stories, which is a good thing, because while it's hard to hear, many people before would be like, oh, we live in BC, it doesn't happen here. And it does happen here, and there's things you can do to prevent it.
So give us an idea of what constitutes animal cruelty and what does not.
Well, there's, without getting into a ton of law this early in the morning, there's provincial and criminal code, which deals with issues of distress. So basically, your average causing pain, suffering, not providing adequate food, water, shelter, veterinary care. All of those are very important when you're looking at what animal cruelty is. And cruelty can be neglect too. So somebody who has mental health issues and is hoarding animals, started out as a rescue, now has 70 cats that aren't receiving treatment. That is something we need to address.
So calling the hotline is the way to go, number one. Just when in doubt, call the hotline, and that gives you the opportunity to investigate. The hotline is, there it is on the screen, just a little bit outside regular business hours. And what do we do if we see something extreme going on and we can't get through the hotline? Do we call the police?
Absolutely. So if it's something urgent, police or RCMP can respond to any animal cruelty complaint, same as our constables. And if it's something that's not as urgent, you can always leave a message, and our call center operators will get back to you.
Marcie Moriarty, we love your information. Thank you so much for being here. We love the BC SPCA, as you know.